All right, Sam, moments ago, the Cleveland Browns are going to hire Kevin Stefanski, the Vikings offensive coordinator, as their next head coach. This is a man that last year, Paul DePodesta, the Browns' chief strategist, pushed to hire.
And now it's a matter of him being able to put it together for the Cleveland Browns and quarterback Baker Mayfield.
And Sam, keep in mind that the Browns put in yesterday to interview the Eagles executive Andrew Berry for the general manager opening as well. That could be a pairing in Cleveland, Sam.
This is a fantastic hire. His reputation is as a leader of men.
Hi guys. What's up, man? You doing all right? Good to see you, bro. Yesterday, we promised Disney World, a dog. I mean, we pulled out all the stops. And then it wasn't until the boys, when they realized that I'd be in Madden next year, then they got better. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, I got the call from Mr. Haslam on Sunday morning, and you know, those are the phone calls that you wait for your whole life, and it was real exciting, and what a storied franchise. I mean, I don't have to be reminded that this is, you know, the franchise of Paul Brown and Jim Brown. I mean, I don't think it gets bigger than that. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to walk in that building and shake some hands and get to meet everybody and see the people that are going to be part of this thing moving forward.
What's going on, my man?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Excited.
How are you?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Glad to be here. There's a lot to do,
Yeah,
you know, but the nice part is it's going to get done.
Yeah, I mean,
one at a time.
plenty to do. We got a good checklist of stuff.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
need to go over the next couple of days.
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
So, here you go.
Okay.
Go on in.
It's the digs, huh?
Diggs.
Love it. When do we get to work?
Hey, Coach.
How you doing, man?
How are you, man? Good to see
Ready to
you.
roll?
What's going on? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready to go.
I'm just a
This is it.
supporting player here. You're the
That's right.
guy.
That's right.
So what's happening? Sit down a little bit.
Yeah. In all of our lives, right, you aspire to get to a certain spot, and this is obviously something that I wanted to do, and I want to affect change. And this Browns organization, this team, in my opinion, is going somewhere, and I want to be a part of that. So for me, the ability to play a part, big or small, in what we're getting ready to do is exciting to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello, hello.
Congratulations.
Come here, you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. Come here, you. Come here, you big lug. Oh, thank you. Boo boo. Oh, hi, hi, hi. Oh. What's up, dude? How are you? What'd you think of those jerseys? Was that pretty sweet? Yes. You know why you got 21? Your birthday. Your birthday. And do you know why you got 4?
Juliet, why do you think you got 4?
On your jersey. I'm 4 years old.
Yeah, because you're 4 years old. Thank you.
Your suit's in here with a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Got a fresh suit.
Yeah. I'm like Cher. Should I go in the coach's locker room? Okay. What's up, dude?
Fine.
What do you think?
Good.
Not as good as you?
Well, maybe.
Okay.
We found Baker's and Odell's locker pretty quickly.
Well, when I told them I FaceTime with Odell, they almost fell out. Ooh, that was cold. What'd you think of that plane ride this morning? Pretty cool? He was sitting in the seat reading the newspaper, this guy.
Who's the GM?
We're gonna hire one.
Can I see your office?
Yeah, well, that's not here. That's somewhere else. That's in a different building. She wants to see my office. You look sharp. Come on, boo-boo.
Good luck.
Say thank you. First and foremost, success starts with people. And everybody knows the Harry Truman quote, it's amazing what you can accomplish when no one cares who gets the credit. And you know, my leadership style is to be authentic. I'm gonna be me, and I'm going to be direct with our players, and they're going to get to know me, and I'm going to get to know them. And I think as we sit down and start interviewing general manager candidates, it sounds simple, but let's all be on the same page. You know, I'm not going to stand up here and make any bold predictions about what we're going to do this year. We're going to start in the foundation, and then we're going to reinforce that foundation so that we can build upon it. But there'll be no mistake. I'm ready and willing and excited to lead from out in front as I stand before you. And I'm also ready and willing to step back and let the success and shine the light on our players, which is where it should be. And this fan base is, they're incredible, and I can't wait to meet more of them. And they deserve a winner, and we're going to work tirelessly to deliver that to them.
Right, you stand right here in front of Daddy.
It's a credit to the personnel staff, the support staff, the research and strategy staff.
Now we're leaving for the combine.
Hey, Candace.
Hey, Dan. Sorry for the delay.
Great leaders really make people feel valued, right? And Kevin just has sort of an innate sense for that, has a way of sort of disarming people regardless of who they are and connecting with them. You would think that having 6 hours, or 7 hours with each candidate is plenty. It's really not, it's really not a lot, which is why we end up doing a lot of work outside of the interview. Like I said, this time, since we already had that 6 or 7 hours a year ago, we got to use even more. In terms of attributes, it wasn't all that different than what we've looked at in the past. I mean, we wanted someone who was a great leader. We wanted someone who was smart, who was going to hold players accountable, who was highly collaborative, in the way they operated. And that was really the same whether it was the head coach or the general manager. And similar to the head coach process, we had an advantage since we knew AB that in our interviews with him, we could go really deep and get very detailed in terms of how things would look. And that gave us, I think, a lot of comfort.
Are the Browns any closer or are they farther away from being Super Bowl champions one day?
Closer. They hired brains. He was involved in building up the Browns' war chest. The reason the Browns got these star players all of a sudden is because Andrew Berry and Dee Podesta and these guys built up draft picks in this huge stash of this huge cache of resources.
All right, gang. We ready to roll? We ready to roll? We ready to roll? I'm ready to roll. Let's do it.
It's our very distinct privilege to introduce the new GM of the Cleveland Browns, the youngest GM in NFL history, Andrew Berry.
Yeah, I'm suddenly the old guy on the block. I think everybody would say both guys are mature beyond their years. I mean, it's really remarkable. You'd never guess that those are their ages. In fact, Tom Telesco, who's the general manager of the Chargers, he was the first person to hire AB into football when he was working for the Colts. And Tom and I were talking about AB actually before we hired him. And I made reference to the fact that AB was 32 years old, and Tom was, what? That can't be right, And then he sort of did the math. He goes, I guess that is right, But just nobody sees him that way. Again, I think both guys just have a real maturity about them and a real sense of calm and command.
My expectation for everybody in this room is to come to work with a positive attitude and energy every day that they enter the building. Those behaviors, they don't start in the fall. Those are habits that we form right now.
The month of February, we had our 10 days of draft meetings to go through all the players who will be in Indianapolis. Everything from background information, what we learned during the All-Star Game season, what the scouts saw during the fall. So there's a lot of several weeks that go into the back-end organization before we even move to Indianapolis. It's a credit to the personnel staff, the support staff, the research and strategy staff that has already been here and in place. Having familiarity with people both on a personal and professional level here in Cleveland, that was a huge draw for me. Dan Zagers, he's really kind of an old seasoned pro with this part of the process. He's been doing scouting coordination for a number of different years, and he's actually done a really nice job of guiding Megan through the process as she kind of gets up and running with her new responsibilities. Megan Rock, she's highly organized, has a really strong mastery of coordination and logistics. Everything that comes with the combine, pro days, the draft, free agency, and then really helping coordinate our scouts in the fall. We thought her skill set was a really, really huge fit.
So we started with draft meetings that lasted close to 2 weeks. One of the other things that Dan and I are really working on is getting the pro days on this giant calendar that Dan has in his office.
PADU.
Is that Duquesne?
Yep.
Making sure that all the road scouts then are positioned where they're supposed to be. So now it's our responsibility to just kind of manage the process and make sure that, one, the calendar is updated and it's accurate, and two, that when we bring in guys for our top 30 visits, it's happening after their pro day.
We've been just boots in the ground, kind of from there, just making sure everything goes smooth.
And
hopefully our phone doesn't ring.
You're speaking of, is that Candace calling you?
Yeah, we got a live one.
Yeah.
You want it? Yeah. Hey, Candace.
Hey, Dan. Sorry for the delay.
No problem. That must have been a hell of a meeting.
Now we're leaving for the combine, so I haven't had a lot of time to really process the whole thing, but I prefer it that way because we're on the go. I think what goes unnoticed is Rob Pavlis and his group and the role that they play in the combine. So they'll leave a couple hours before we do, and by the time we get to the interview suite, Rob has everything set up from a camera standpoint, how the furniture should be. He's got the laptop there and the TV's hooked up so coaches can watch film.
We like to be prepared for every situation. Coaches decide last minute while they're out there that they need a laptop, they need an extra iPad. And our thought is let's plan ahead for every situation and make sure that we're ready for anything. Indy, here we come. So this is our formal interview suite. We have 45 players coming through here throughout the course of the week.
People come in with different levels of preparation. It's kind of like every job interview. So today, it's just travel day for most guys. So everybody on the team got in today. And so at the combine, it's really just another touchstone in the evaluation process. And so for us, as an area scout, I'm focused on my guys. I'm assigned a territory, and I'm responsible for every college in that territory and every senior eligible player or an underclassman that comes out. I'm on the West Coast, but I also do some Midwest. So I live in Seattle. So I do Washington, Oregon. I go all the way over to Minnesota, Iowa. So I kind of cover a decent chunk of west of the Mississippi. And from the moment the 2020 draft ends, everything else that the Area Scout does is for the next draft, So, it takes a whole year to get the payoff. So there is a big build-up, and I think that's why guys look forward to it. It's like this is in a way like your Super Bowl. It's like this is your weekend where everything you've done will have an impact.
All right, looks like you're with us for 8 nights, striking out next Monday the 2nd.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy your stay. Elevators are to the right.
Thank you.
So this is our formal interview suite. We have 45 players coming through here throughout the course of the week. They'll each have a 15-minute interview with the organization. It's basically a job interview. They got 15 minutes to make a good impression. We're here a few days early just to make sure that we're ready for the organization when they arrive. And we've set up all the tech to make sure that we record it, that they can watch it and review the performance of the 45 players.
The guy from Maryland getting blown up there.
Hey, first of all,
the guy from Maryland. Tell me, he gotta get his anchor down.
Hey, he's not here today, okay? So you don't have to worry about him.
So depending on what they want a player to work on, they'll have video ready for them. They've prepared a cut-up for each player, 10 to 12 plays, and those plays are both good and bad. They want to kind of see what he has to offer in terms of his skill set. They can send him to the whiteboard to draw up some plays, X's and O's wise, and or like I said, they can just talk to him and get to know the player better. So it's pretty intense in terms of one after another, and we're here to capture it all.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be at all the on-field workouts. That's when we do our timing. That's when we do our observation, note-taking on the workouts. And then also earlier in the week, we've got formal interviews. Some guys will start Monday. It's different for every guy, what they got to do, but it really all starts tomorrow. The real star. There we go. The real star. So say.
How are you?
Good. How you doing? Yeah. So right now we're about to head into formal interviews. It's kind of like every job interview. You know, people handle it differently. People come in with different levels of preparation.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you know, we're just trying to get to know them, get a better feel for them.
Yeah.
So that's the main goal.
Oh, superstar.
No. No.
Can I have your autograph?
Good. How are you doing?
This is the first time that we have an extended period to actually have our coaching staff sit with these guys, talk with these guys, and really engage in good football conversations with these prospects.
Who's the best quarterback you played for at OU?
Baker.
All right, there we go.
Smart man.
That's it, man. Now you're talking.
It allows us to dig in on specific aspects of the player's profile. So most of them will be football based to really get a feel for where they are from a football acumen standpoint, you know, if they were to enter our program. But it gives us kind of a dedicated, focused time to meet with 45 players and just really get a little bit more information, get a little bit more familiar with them that we otherwise wouldn't.
He's good. He's good. We got to keep him in line, but he's good.
We're watching the guys work out, and then we're doing splits on the 40s.
Remember the days when they didn't have the indoor infrastructure built out and had to run early in the mornings outside?
Oh, yeah. Get this guy. That's a Super Bowl champion right there, guys. Too bad his feet go this direction. What's up? Congrats.
You too.
I'll catch you later.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been good. Yeah, it's actually.
Is this guy?
He's good. He's good. We got to keep him in line, but he's good.
Tell me about it. You can get out of here.
The Combine really marks the start of the off-season cycle for us here in Cleveland. Our scouts, our coaches, they've put in a lot of good hard work over the last 4 weeks, and we're excited to really have our first exposure to a lot of the players that will be draft eligible this upcoming spring, that we've talked about for the last several weeks.
The VP's car will be in.
Pretty sure.
What is the app? Isn't there a link or something?
That window should pop up perfect. And then, so prime time low. Oh, you have it right there. Perfect. You're good to go.
Thank you.
How's it been, man?
Good. Are you timing? Are you timing these days? What are you timing?
40s when they start.
How do you find your times are in comparison?
I'm a little fast. I'm a little quick on the trigger.
A little quick trigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe someday I can be like you.
No, listen, it's not me. It's location.
For the area guys, a big part of their workload is the interviews in the informal settings, but there's actually still a fair amount of legwork. It really is a collective effort across the league to make sure that this is an efficient operation for the teams and a good experience for the kids. We do think that we get good insight with some of our area scouts that are with these guys. They're the unsung heroes, so to speak.
We're watching the guys work out, and then we're doing splits on the 40s. There he is. Matthew, question for you.
I don't have
How's your combine going?
It's going great.
Oh, good. Okay.
Going to my group.
What's up, Roman? Just got to make sure our times are close.
You do get a lot of information out of the combine. But like a lot of things in life, especially in today's world where, the amount of information available to all of us, regardless of the industry you're in, has exploded, is actually sifting through the information that's relevant and that's not so relevant. So think about like the bench press. Like, okay, is it equally important for quarterbacks as it is for offensive linemen? With every single drill, we have to really determine, okay, how relevant is this in terms of making the final decision.
We're also very conscious of making sure that we're selecting skill sets and scouting for skill sets that specifically fit within the construct of the offense and defensive system that Kevin and Joe Woods want to run.
AB and I, we see this thing very similarly. When we disagree, we talk through it because that's this business. But I just believe that there's things that we envision this team looking like, and I think it's our job to make sure that we set out down that path to do this thing.
If you're not rowing in the same direction, you really don't go anywhere, and sometimes you just spin in a circle. It's really the same thing with any organization. Look, we have very little time till the draft and free agency period, so we are going to be sprinting over the next couple weeks, but we all need to be sprinting together in the same direction before we just set off.
With the coronavirus, there will be an impact on the sports world.
We're going to have our coaches work remotely for the time being. The duration of that, we're unsure right now.
We're preparing laptops for coaches to work from home. Obviously, this is not your normal free agency